welcome back to Grim Reading King podcast. And we're on to our second story. But apparently I'm the only one in this podcast today.
I'm staring off with you. I'm just listening to every word you say.
You're doing so well, Sammy.
Sorry, I actually need to set a timer quick.
You're back then with you. We're like...
We're so into that.
God damn it, now what story is
I'm
this?
out of the zone now.
This is the seventh one.
Well, we hope you enjoyed last week's episode of Tamsin's story about Bristol Odeon. Is that what you call it?
The Bristol Odeon manager slaying. Okay, that's what I called
It's the Bristol Odeon manager. Gone to sleep, woke up, got shot by a goat.
Do I need to tell it again?
The piranha fish.
But yeah, hi. Back to it. So today's story is being told by me, Sammy. Hi. I'm going to mess up so many of my words, so please bear with me. Do you want to say anything? This is quite a quick little intro.
I know, I'm just excited for the story actually, because this is a really cool place.
Yeah,
and
it's really cool.
I'm excited. I'm really excited because I don't know anything about this.
I don't know why this is not more famous, this place. I didn't know about it until you told me actually.
No, and it's literally in 10 minutes from us, isn't it, already?
Wow.
People know about the Roundhouse.
Huh? Sorry,
Trying to drink my mead here.
You should have stopped yourself up, love.
I'll be right.
Stopped us up, but not him. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Please, Sammy, take us away.
Take it away. So, my story takes place in a small village in Somerset called Stanton Drew, which is 8 miles south of Bristol. It is actually listed in the Domesday Book of 1086 as Stanton.
And that's nuts.
That is nuts.
Meaning the stone enclosure with an oak tree.
Wow.
But yeah, that was the first thing I found, and I was like, obviously I know a bit about this. Sorry, I'm going a bit off. Sorry, I'm probably going to talk through it as well as doing my story, but
You do you.
Whatever. Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed. It jumped out at me because then I had to then Google what is the Doomsday Book. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but I am blonde and I forget things very quickly. So let's not blame that on my blondness. Just blame it on my brain.
Same thing. It's relevant. Don't blame it on my dog. Blame it on my pet.
Blame it on my son. But yeah, for that bit of interesting information.
Very cool, yeah.
It has a few interesting landmarks, such as a 15th century farmhouse, the Roundhouse, which was the old toll house, a bridge dating back to the 13th, 14th century, around then, and it's home to 3 late Neolithic stone circles, 2 avenues, and an associated group of stones referred to as the Cove. So for those who don't know, the Neolithic period lasted from about 4,500 BC down to 2000 BC, and the word Neolithic means new stone. This period is sometimes called the New Stone Age. Famous Neolithic sites in Britain include Avebury, Stonehenge, and Silbury Hill. So what is a stone circle and why were they built? A stone circle is a ring of standing stones. Most are found in northwestern Europe, especially in Britain, Ireland, and Brittany, and typically date from the late Neolithic and early Bronze Age, with most being built from 3000 BC.
Could they not get an exact date on that?
Sorry. Yeah, they carved it into the stones. I just need a drink a minute, sorry. The drowned throat.
Also, it was Avebury. That's the most cool place ever.
Mm-hmm.
People need to visit that.
I'll bring that up again in a second.
I'm sorry. Stepping on your toes. Stepping on the beach.
Neolithic people built stone circles for a variety of reasons, although the exact purpose of these structures is still a topic of debate among archaeologists and historians. Some suggest that stone circles were used for religious or spiritual ceremonies. As astronomical...
Astronomical?
Is it?
Yeah.
Astronomical observatories.
Well done.
That's 2 really big words out of the Bible.
Thank you.
Fair play.
I'm trying to say it right.
You've already just done it.
Okay.
No,
Can you just say that quickly? Just those
Astronomical observatories.
For tracking celestial events, as meeting places for social or communal gatherings, or as markers for important locations or territories. Some people believe the stones to represent dead ancestors who were needed to be present at the rituals of commemoration. So I had to take a breath before that. I was like, I need to read this through.
Fair play.
Of commemoration of important past events, the passing of the seasons, and so on. Stanton Drew Stone Circles were most likely constructed as ceremonial monuments around 2500 BC. The Great Circle, at 113 metres, which is 370 feet across, is the second largest stone circle in Britain, the first being Avebury, and consists of 27 stones, mostly fallen, out of the original 36, and has a short avenue that leads away from the circle down towards the River Chew. So I had to look up what the avenue is.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a column. Is that right? Column of, like a walkway to the river from the stones.
Right.
But it's stones.
Oh, so it's like stones all the way down to
so
it.
you have the main circle and then you have the stones leading then down to the River Chew.
You put there's so much effort and stuff there, like all these massive stones, like just to walk down to the river.
Yeah, in case you lose your way.
Yeah, true.
Follow the big stones.
Sorry to ask a question, but does that mean that Stonehenge is really small then?
Mhm.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like...
It's not really
It's just
small, but
famous,
yeah,
then.
it's like it's just more famous because I think the location and how well preserved it is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the other stone circles track the sun, do they? Like the
No,
solstice?
they're all kind of.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so
like
that's what I mean. So like this one was, what did I say, was most likely constructed as ceremonial monuments.
yeah,
So this is more like a ceremonial thing, whereas I think Stonehenge was more like tracking.
yeah, because that was like the sun aligns perfectly, doesn't it, on
Yeah.
summer solstice?
Yeah, so you get summer solstice and winter solstice, which they do actually at Stanton Drew as well.
Oh.
Do they?
Yeah.
I have to go.
On that day, this is what gets me. Like in history, how do they know? Like you have one day either side of it being perfect. Do you like chance in like, oh, this is the day?
I
Like,
think they
how
must-
do you track it so well?
They had a calendar, didn't they? They had their own sort of calendar.
It's a lot, though, isn't it? To get them like right now, we got to plant these huge stones now this day.
Yeah, to line it up right.
It blows my mind. It like messes me up so much.
Well, if you're going into that, before we get to the end of the story,
Yeah,
something to think on. How did they get the stones there?
don't start.
Anyway.
Don't start.
Anyway,
Giants.
so
I hope so.
I know so.
I'll have you know.
Seen a giant or two.
Well, that would be a good.
You say "oh" to a giant.
No, I said that would be a good episode. Write it
You
down.
did say art with giant.
But they are
just
cute.
before.
Like, have you seen that?
Look at him chucking these stones.
Oh, bless him. He likes to do that, doesn't he?
Bloody right over there on that hill. Though. So you can carry the story, but like we got for people that are watching, you might see there's like misty glow around me. We got an incense stick going there.
Oh, yeah, if that's
I
picking
have
up on the
to
camera.
It's creeping out the room, and every now and again I see like a white cloud in the bedroom. I'm like, don't look, don't look. And then I look at Shelby, our dog, whose eyes are halfway open.
Oh, no.
It's like a horror film.
Yeah, he twitched earlier really funny when you were telling the story, and I was trying not to laugh.
Oh, sorry, telling you. I'm still telling you. What about-
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, a little bit of an interval there. The northeast circle is slightly removed from the Great Circle. It is 30 metres across and consists of 8 massive megaliths,
Yes.
the largest of which reaches 3 metres in height. So, a ginormous stone. Like the Great Circle, the northeast circle also featured an avenue of stones leading down to the river, down towards the River Chew. Sorry, I do catch myself when I read something and I make weird noises. A third ring of 12 stones measuring 43 metres wide stands to the south, and in the garden of the village pub is a group of 3 large stones called the Cove. Where history remains mute, folklore and legend have been more than happy to step into the void and provide their own intriguing explanation as to the origin. What did I say like that? To the origin of the stones. And then there's a little, I don't know where. I got this actually, it's from a webpage. I think it was like a local Stanton Drew thing.
A webpage from the internet.
On the interweb. It's a bit of a story about it. So, the wedding guests gathered in the field below Dundry Hill. It was a Saturday evening, and a great fire had been lit, for the wedding was over and the revels had begun. A harper played in the field, and so they danced into the night. As the time approached midnight, the harper reminded the dancing guests that it would soon be Sunday. The guests were very merry. They called for the harper to continue, saying, "We shall dance till dawn, though we should have to call the devil himself to play for us. The harper declined their request. He packed away his instrument and started to leave, treading his way quietly through the already damp grass of the field. As he moved away, he heard the faint sound of piping behind him. He looked back. In the light of the fire, saw the shadowy figure of a piper moving to join the company. They welcomed him with open arms, and so the dance went on. The harper hurried on his way. The piper played, and people danced into the night. Faster and faster the piper played, and the people danced, whether they would or no. They cried and shrieked and cursed for the piper to cease, but he played on. The piper laughed in the cold light of dawn. He raised his pipe again to his lips and played a haunting melody. The damned souls of the wedding guests gathered close around and followed him into the mists of the netherworld. The harper returned to the field later on Sunday morning. In his haste to leave, he left behind his hat, and now he thought to retrieve it. He found his hat easily. It had been placed jauntily on the top of one of the many stones that now stood in the field. The harper counted the stones and thought he could be sure there seemed to be about 46. How odd, thought the harper. There were about that many wedding guests. He ran from the field and never went near that place again. Mm-hmm.
That's mad.
I know. I don't know if it's just a story. I'd like to think that it's actually...
That's so cool. Even if it's not, it's just really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just hit me. You know, you've got Jack and Jill Hill by us.
Yeah.
Is this where the Pied Piper come from, where you can like make people dance?
What he actually...
On the well off.
The Pied Piper, didn't he... he kidnapped the children of the locals because they wouldn't pay him or something. I can't remember what it was, but he took revenge on the people that had wronged his children.
Oh.
And he played the pipe, and they all followed him, and they never returned.
Don't know.
Shit, I was hoping there's some kind of link there. I was like, God damn, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Jack and Jill Hill's about them rolling down and cracking their skull, isn't it?
But nursery rhyme, it could have been like this.
Yeah.
Is there like Pied Piper?
Could be.
True.
Is that... Now, this is the thing, like a curse or kind of spell like that. Do you have... If you hear him playing, then you're screwed. Or do you have to be near him as he look at you?
Would you know when you're hearing him, or would you just
Also,
break out dancing straight
What
away?
if it's a different man playing the pipe? What if it's not him? What if
That's
it's
just
someone
Is it the man himself, or is it the pipe?
Imagine
What if a
laying
stone is playing a pipe?
Can you imagine that? Just like laying in bed and you hear like music. Oh, that sounds nice. And you just start dancing like, what? Then you're stoned in the morning.
Would you know?
What, that's it? Oh my God, that'd be the worst hell. Can you imagine if you're just stuck a stone for eternity?
It'd be worse for Sammy. She couldn't cope with that.
No.
If Tom got stuck,
Yeah.
Tom would be fine. He'd be happy. He'd be like, "Oh, this is
Living
great.
his
We
best
don't have to go
life.
to work anymore." It's
No,
fine.
oh
It's
my
fine.
God.
Sammy would have to lug you around. You'd have to get a giant to come
Yeah,
and carry
just
you
throw
around.
me over.
Get my mate giant. And
Yeah,
then,
get one of those cute giants out. And
Like the Cornwall giant. Cornwall giant.
yeah. So the stones you see there today are supposedly the wedding party, and the 3 stones in the garden of the village pub, known as the Cove, are said to be the bridegroom, and the parson, as they tried to bolt from the mysterious guest. In some versions, the guest is a fiddler, and in others, a piper. So the story kind of changes a little bit. In another folklore, local legend says that at midnight on the 6th day after a full moon, the stones come alive and can be seen walking down to the river to take a drink.
What was stones? How did they walk?
yeah, there's just water.
Just rising of I don't know.
Reminds me of a Mickey Mouse with the
Yeah.
Fantasia, is that it?
Fantasia, yeah.
That's what I imagine they walk like.
Mind
Back
you
to the
of-
song as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Mine's at night at the museum, the big Easter Island heads.
Dum dum.
Yeah.
They're rocking around.
But how do they drink? Do they they don't have a mouth?
It's like a straw, just like comes out like.
Do they bend in half as well?
Unless they just suck it up from their feet. Like they don't have a mouth, they are just stone.
Absorbent.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Like a sponge.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And it is also said that anybody who tries to count the stones will fall ill or even die.
What?
That's the end of my story.
Which we did try to count them, and we're still here.
I mean,
You tried to, did you?
we
actually
tried. We
count
didn't
them?
actually. Yeah, we didn't actually count them.
Right,
though,
there you
did
go
we?
then.
Should we go there now?
Yes.
We're all drinking. Right.
Wait, how many? When was the last full moon? I want to see a stone drink. I'm really so bad.
Oh, we need to look at that.
In my head, this needs to be a fiddler because that's just the devil, isn't it?
You just like fiddlers.
I love fiddlers. I love you cheeky fiddlers.
I feel like it has to be a fiddler because the Pied Piper's taken.
Yeah.
But then it changes the year because the fiddle probably wasn't made until 1600s, the
That's
latest.
true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then a pipe was like Aztec.
But yeah, any thoughts? What are your theories? What do you reckon? Are they just stones that were built because of Neolithic people, or do you reckon there's actually?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the devil did that.
Sure. Are you sure about that?
As much as I want to
The best
think.
thing the devil ever did was convince people he didn't exist.
There you go.
Ooh.
So did he then?
Did he?
That's a really
Because if they're still dancing on a Sunday, they shouldn't be. That's against their religion.
Yeah.
Because God rested on a Sunday, so they shouldn't be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So could be a punishment from the devil if you're religious.
That's
you
true.
believe in the devil.
That's
so.
really true.
And I gotta say, I'm not gonna be like because we went there, but
Oh, I see how
because
it is.
we went there, the sky was the freakiest sky I've ever seen in my life.
It was really spooky. There was like really dark clouds, but then also
It was like really bright and orange and like flowing, and then it was like the darkest cloud you've ever seen in your life.
That's cool.
yeah, it was a chapeau.
But I think the stones drinking is probably a touch too far because I don't understand that stones really need that much water to be a stone.
Well, I think once every full moon they're gonna need it, aren't they? Like,
Oh, yeah.
imagine not being.
Also, they're people trapped. So if they're going to get drink, it's because the people need the drink, not the stones.
It's like
I
House
guess.
of Wax, but House of Stones.
Literally, yeah. I can't imagine being stone.
Like, I honestly, that freaks. I need to move all the time.
Yeah, God, you don't sit still.
No, that'd be so horrible just watching a field.
I think I could live as a stone.
I am a stone.
I think I was meant to be a stone.
Fair play, you know what you want.
I like a girl who.
I'm gonna quit my job and become a stone.
What would be like a pebble? It's like skimmed across a pond every now and again, like every 200 years or so.
Just waiting to go back onto the shore every few months.
No, me, I'll be the one pebble that some kid chucks up, just like downs it straight away. Doesn't even skip it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God's sake.
Kind of hope it's true.
Yeah, I hope it is.
Well, the next full moon, let's have a
I'll have to have a Google when it is, and
6 days after, yeah? After the full moon, is that right? Check your notes. I wasn't listening. Yeah,
that midnight on the 6th day after a full moon.
right.
You really should do that. Even if they are just stones, right, in a particular place. It's still really weird how they got there and why they're in that position.
Oh, that's for
why
another
they're
day,
there,
mate.
and all of that's weird anyway. So even if that's not true, then it's still strange.
Mm-hmm.
That's what freaks me out. The same with like Avebury. The amount of effort they went into to move these humongous stones. What? Why? There must be. I can't think it's just there because they look good.
You wouldn't go to that much effort and be like, oh, look what I've done.
You'd like build a house or a mansion or something, not stones.
Yeah.
There has to be. Yeah, that's true. They could have been building houses, but they chose to put these stones there. So why would they? Why?
Unless it's like a running joke with them. Like, oh, mate, I got an idea. Let's get these massive stones. Let's get our giant, the cute one over there, to bring the stones in, make a massive circle, and then people in the future, like...
They're going to be like, how on earth?
What is that?
That was a really good noise.
It's like how lazy we are now. Like, we have a shop down the road, and I barely want to put my shoes on to go down there and buy anything. Then about then, like, get that 30-ton stone. All right, mate.
All right, bring them over here.
Where from? The next town? No, Wales. Christ.
Across the sea.
Yeah, also, where did they get them? Like, where are the stones?
Well, it's proven that Stonehenge was from Wales,
It was
wasn't
from Wales, wasn't
Oh,
it?
right.
Yeah.
But
So weird.
exactly, like, why? There's so much. I reckon it's just like a man owned a bunch of slaves and he's like, just so bored, like, come on, guys. Find some nice stones in Wales I really want, I really like them.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind? They're like, well, we have no choice, really, but.
I've
there-
got no choice in the matter, so...
Are there any stones a bit nearer we could get? No?
Nope, these are the ones.
These, I've already put my name on them.
And were they stones, or did they carve them out and then bring them over, or did they bring them over and then carve them? There's a thing actually about that, isn't there, at Stonehenge?
What's that?
I'm pretty sure they carved them out there. They
Also-
brought over and then they like...
That's such a waste of energy.
And I suppose, no, sorry, I'm probably thinking of like the ones that go on the top, which again, how did they get them up there? They got the carved out bits so they
No, I don't
slot
get
in
it.
and don't fall off.
What about the place where they got them in Wales? Is that not more holy than Stonehenge itself? But no one knows where exactly they got it from today.
What
Do
made
they?
them holy to come from Wales to there? Like, were they holy before when they put in the circle? Does that like you know when you plug something in and suddenly you got electric? Is it kind of like you put the last stone in and then it's like, oh,
I reckon it did.
holy circle?
Well, it might be like the connection to the earth that it's given if you look at the crystals and stuff.
Ah, that's true.
It could be that having them in that position, or the energy from them, or something. I mean, it could be like a trademark. Is that the right word? Like
Landmark?
a landmark. That's it.
It is
That
a
they
landmark
wanted
now,
to
but, like,
make
yeah.
it their own place, but they didn't know what else to do. I don't know. There's so many
Literally put a
reasons.
simple flag up, but
Yeah,
no.
just
Get those stones from yonder.
Wales.
This is the thing. I hope when I die I can time travel because I want to
Oh my
ask
God,
so many
yeah.
questions. I'd hate to just go to like I wouldn't hate to go to heaven. Don't get me wrong. It'd be quite nice. But like I'm probably not heading that way. But
Definitely not.
no. But I'd hope if they give me a choice, do you want to time travel for the rest of eternity, or do you want to go to heaven about time travel? 100%.
What for the entire of your?
Yeah, but any time period, you go as far forward as you want, or as far back as you want.
I'll go back always.
No, do you know what? I would always go back in time until now. Now I want to see what the future holds for us all.
I don't.
It
I
looks
would
bleak.
definitely go forward. I think it is, but like if it's not, then you're surprised and you're like, oh yeah, well, it's great. Gives me room to live.
I really would love to go to the Big Bang.
No.
That would be the most insane moment ever.
Mm.
I don't think anyone
Yeah.
realises how absolutely humongous that would have been.
Where would you be? Would you be like out in space watching it?
Well, you would, because it created our universe, didn't it?
Oh, true.
So you'd literally just be sat there. Well, you're not sat, you'd be just floating. And then all of a sudden, something went on.
What the fuck is that?
God clapped. And then here we are.
Just God sat next to you, right, mate?
Watch
Right.
this.
Or over.
Right, well, thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening. That took a
that's
turn at
cool.
the end.
But yeah, if anyone has any
Theories?
Stanton Drew Stone Circle theories,
Mm.
and which story you believe most, do you think it's a fiddler or a piper?
Oh, and I was going to say, unlike Stonehenge, it is actually free to go and visit. There's just a donation box, and it's suggested a £1 donation.
Oh, nice.
So, but it's very quiet, very out the way. It's on farmers' land, so there is livestock around.
Oh.
So just be mindful.
And the
Good.
pub is amazing as well.
If you go to the
Yeah.
Druids Arms, where the cove is, pop in there for a pint. It's a nice old pub.
And the cove is actually in the pub garden, so you just sit there. You've got all the benches around it and stuff.
Did I not just say
No, but not as in like you can sit there with the stones. Not
Oh, okay. You are one with the
you're
stones.
not just
yeah.
like staring at them next to it. You're like all the
they're
benches
not,
are around
yeah,
it.
they're not like blocked off or anything. You can literally sit on them and drink a pint. Or a gin or a wine, whatever takes your fancy.
That's so cool.
I know, right? Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Very good.
Thank you for watching.
Well done.
Thank you. And we'll see you or hear you. You will hear us next Monday.
Thanks.